Hi everyone, my name is Glenn Savage and I'm a Professor of Education Futures at the University of Melbourne. I'm also a proud born and bred West Australian, which makes me very excited to be working with AISWA in 2026 as part of the new Teaching Innovation Fellowship. I want to spend a few minutes in this video talking briefly about what the fellowship's going to do and why it's such an exciting opportunity. I should say to start with that it builds on significant research and practical expertise that I've had in this space over many years. This has included the co-design of the Teaching Impact Fellowship in Victoria and more recently the design and leadership of the Leading Future Learning program with the South Australian Government. That program has been especially successful in driving a new strategic design approach to innovation and change within schools. And I co-run it with my colleagues Pasi Salberg and Daniela Aquaro. Now, the AISWA version that's going to be running this year for the first time builds on those existing models that take a strategic design approach and centre the educator as the expert and the agent of change within schools. Now, I firmly believe, based on research and practice over the years, that true and meaningful innovation doesn't come from above. It doesn't come from central mandates or compliance or someone else telling you this is what works. Instead, I think innovation comes when you allow teachers the time, the detailed moment of reflection, and the opportunity to work with each other, to conceive of, to imagine, to put into practice, and to experiment with innovation within their unique contexts. So that's really the philosophy that underpins this program. It's not about teaching you what works or giving you the solutions. It's about allowing you the time and new skills and insights to work out what works for you in your classroom. So the program itself follows a 4-day design arc, which is broadly conceived around imagining, day one, designing, day two. We then break and we have online consultations where you work with me and your colleagues to further your ideas back at your school. We then move into an experiment phase and ultimately a final phase where we look to evolve and cultivate your project moving forward. Now, as I said, you, the expert, the agent of change, is positioned as central to all of this. We will absolutely be looking at broader changes that are taking place within schooling and also different and contested claims around the future of education. But we'll be bringing this back to your school in Western Australia and saying, what possibilities, what problems exist for you, and what do you want to focus on and design something interesting and new in relation to? Once you land on that idea and you've done that heavy lifting work of trying to be sure that that's the thing you want to focus on, we then move through that design arc I spoke about before, put it into practice, blueprint it, prototype it, experiment, and gather data and evidence on how it's going. Now, evidence is a key word throughout this entire program. I'm a really strong believer that we can't just accept claims around evidence, but instead we need to think critically about different claims out there about what works, but also we have to set up situations where we can do our own experiments and learn from what we find. So that's a really important part of this program. Now, I would say this right, but previous versions of fellowships I've done like this have been incredibly successful. Have had very, very strong feedback from participants, many saying that a program like this has the capacity to completely reshape how they go about seeing themselves as a practitioner and how they go about thinking through the innovation process within their school. And I think this program is going to do exactly that. It's going to inspire you, it's going to energize you, and it's going to open you up to new ideas and new networks by working with me and your colleagues from across AISWA participating schools. So if this sounds like something that interests you, I would strongly encourage you to sign up for this year's pilot program, and hopefully I'll see you very soon.